So question number 1. So the proportion of copper and zinc in brass is 2:1. How much copper will be there in 108 kilograms of brass? So we'll see the working. So the metals in this alloy brass is copper and zinc. So the ratio given is 2:1. So the total quantity of brass is given as, that is together copper and zinc equal to 108 kg. So whenever the total quantity is given, to find the value of one part, which we have simplified and got this ratio, is got as value of one part. So you divide the total quantity by sum of this ratio. So the ratio given is 2:1. So sum comes to 3. So after simplifying we get as 36. So value of one part is equal to 36, and we are asked to find how much copper is there in this alloy. So we have 2 parts of copper. So this value of one part when multiplied with 2, we get 72 kilograms. And answer for question number 1 is option B, 72 kilograms. And the shortcut here is, so whenever total quantity is given and the ratio is there, to find value of one part, divide the total quantity by sum of ratios. So we'll see the question number 2. Speeds of 3 cars are in the ratio 5:10:8. Find the ratio between time taken by the cars to cover the same distance. So speed of 3 vehicles is given. So speed of 3 cars is given. So speed ratio is 5:10:8. So we are asked to find ratio of time taken by them to cover the same distance. As speed and time taken varies inversely, time taken ratio will be inverse of speed, that is 1/5 is to 1/10 is to 1/8. So now ratio of time taken for this 3 car is 1/5 is to 1/10 is to 1/8. Now writing this in normal format, so taking LCM for these denominators, so which is 40. So multiplying this 5 with 8, so we get here 8, and this with 4. So ratio of time taken for these 3 cars is 8:4:5. So answer for question number 2 is option C, 8:4:5. So here when speed ratio is given as A is to B is to C, ratio of time taken, that is the inverse ratio, is got as 1/A is to 1/B is to 1/C. So question number 3. What is the compound ratio of 2:3, 5:2 and 4:25? So we'll see the working. So given a set of simple ratios, to find a compound ratio, just multiply all the ratios. So we have set of simple ratios, 2:3, 5:2, and 4:25. So compound ratio is nothing but multiplying all these ratios. So ratio can also be written in quotient format. So it is 2/3 into 5/2 into 4/25. So if any common factors, just simplify that. So we are left out with 4 in the numerator and 3 into 5, 15 in the denominator. So the compound ratio got us 4:15. And answer for question number 3 is option B, 4:15. So on the working is, so whenever there are a set of simple ratios, multiply all the numerators and denominators to form the compound ratio. So question number 4. An amount of rupees 11,800 is shared between A, B and C. A and B share it in the ratio 3:4 and B and C share it in the ratio 5:6. Find the share of B. So we'll see the working. So amount shared between A and B is given and amount shared between B and C is given. So now we have to combine this to a single ratio to find share of either A, B or C. Say for example, if there is an amount of 1,000 and if A and B share it in the ratio 3:2 and another 2 persons, C and D, share in the ratio 5:4. So now if A share or C share is had, so this cannot be found because there is no link between these two ratios. So instead, if it is given as for B and C, so then as they are in continuous proportion, we can combine this to a single ratio and we can find out. So now coming to the question. So the total amount available is rupees 11,800. A and B share this amount in the ratio 3:4. B and C share an amount in the ratio 5:6. So this amount has to be shared between A, B and C. So combine this to form a single ratio. A:B:C. So the first one ends with B and the other one starts with B. So it is in continued ratio. So we write these ratios one below the other. So see that B overlaps. So same way, write the values and value of B overlaps. So just to combine two ratios into a single one, instead of finding LCM and all, write both the ratios in 2 rows and just follow this symbol. Find the product of 3 and 5. So the first person's part will be 15 and multiply this 4 and 5, it is 20 and this is. So if we have any common value, just we can simplify, but this itself gives the ratio for A, B and C. So 11,800 is shared between 3 persons, A, B and C in the ratio. So 15:20:5. 24. So to find value of one part, so the total quantity is divided by sum of ratios. Here we have three parts, adding all 15, 20 and 24. So we get 59. So value of one part is got as, so after simplifying, 200. And now multiplying this value of one part accordingly, we get A share or B or C share. So we are asked to find B share, which is 20 parts. So 20 into value of one part is 200. So amount received by B is rupees 4,000. So answer for question number 4 is option C, rupees 4,000. So just following this pattern, writing one below the other the ratios, so we get a single ratio.